Hi everybody, my name is Brian, and in this exercise video we're going to add another interval to our vocabulary of melodic intervals. We're going to do some oral training and we're going to learn how to play the fourth interval. So by now you should already know how to play the fifth, the eighth, and the third. Okay, so be sure to know how to play the third, fifth, and eighth before you're doing this video. And if you don't know what those are, I'll put links in the description below. Okay, so just quickly explaining the rules, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a random note on the first two strings, generally by the first three dots. By now you should have those memorized: G, A, B, C, D, and E, as well as knowing sharps and flats. And so I'll pick a random note, I'll sound it out maybe 3 times for a little bit of time. Your job is to try and find it on your guitar by ear, and once you think you know what it is, go ahead and put your bet in. I'll eventually reveal what the letter is, and after revealing the letter, I'm either going to play a major chord or a minor chord. Again, you have to kind of guess. If you think it's a major chord or a minor chord, put your bet in. If you know how to play either the major chord or minor chord, you can go ahead and do so, but that's not a requirement for right now. This is just kind of doing some chores while we're here. We'll get some harmonic ear training. And then after that, I'm going to either select the fourth interval, fifth interval, eighth interval, or third interval. And that's how this is going to work. So yeah, by now you should already know the rules. I'm just kind of reiterating. And so let's play. So I'm going to hide the guitar from you and then play it 3 times. Your job is to find it. Oh, hairs everywhere. Didn't realize it's going to be hiding things. Okay. Alright, let's try. So find this note. Okay. Tests are in. This would be a C sharp or a D flat. C sharp or D flat. Okay. Now, is this either a major chord or a minor chord? And the answer is it's a major chord. This would be a bar chord, so if you know how to play it, play it. If you don't, just say it's a major chord. And I failed to explain what intervals we could be playing. So by now you already know what the third is, which is always down 1 string, back 1 fret, and the song I like to use is "Oh, when the Saints." We should also know the fifth by now, which a lot of times guitar players know as the power chord. That's always going to be down 1 string and over 2 frets for today's exercise. And the jingle I use is the Star Wars theme. Bum, bum. So the starting of the Star Wars melody. And then by now you should already know the octave, which is similar to a fifth. It's just an extra string down. So it's 2 strings down, 2 frets sharp. And I use the song "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." Okay. Also, be sure that you're in tune for this. If you're not in tune, it's going to be really hard to find the starting note. Okay, but anyway, today's interval is the 4. And what the 4 is it's the 4th note of the scale. So if you took just any old major scale and you went 1, 2, 3, 4, you'd find the 4th interval. And so it's just basically directly underneath where you started. Okay, so back to C sharp. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place. So now we're back in C sharp, and I'm going to play you your interval 3 times. Okay, guess 1. Last try coming up. Okay, what interval is that? If you guessed and played an octave, you would have been right. Okay. Now that we know how to play and all systems go, let's start just getting some reps in. Okay, find this note, please. Okay, did you find it? If you guessed E up on the third dot there on the A string, you would have been right. Okay, so it's an E note. Now let's play either a major or a minor chord. Okay, does that sound minor or major to you? Does that sound major or minor to you? Okay, time's up. It is an E minor, so you can either play it as a bar chord or as an open chord if you know how to play it. Okay, all right. Now we're gonna do our interval. It's either gonna be a 3, 4, 5, or 8. Here we go. Okay, one more time. All right, and that was a third. Oh, when the saints. All right, next round. Here we go. Let's do this. What interval is that? Have you found it? All right, you can either call it a G sharp or an A flat. Either one would be acceptable. Or the note between G and A. Okay, so that's the note. Let's try to see if we can hear and or play the chord. So here we go. What kind of chord is that? All right, that's a minor. So if you guessed minor, good job. If you know how to play that as a bar chord, go for it. Okay, now we got our interval. Here we go, interval time. What is that? One more time. If you guessed the fourth interval, here comes the bride, you would have gotten that right. If not, that's okay. That's why this is your training. Next round. Find this note, please. Okay, that note is a C. If you guessed C, you would have gotten it right. If not, no big deal. Good to see. And here's your chord. It's either going to be major or minor. Any guess? Time's up. It's a major, and a lot of you know how to play an open C major chord. If you want to practice bar chords, you can do that as well. Okay, but the main thing is intervals, so let's do our interval. You ready? Here we go. So starting on that C. One more time. Da, da. What is that? If you guessed an octave somewhere over the rainbow, that would have been right. Okay, next round. Find that note somewhere on your guitar. And once you think you know what it is, name it. Okay. If you found it as an A, you would have been right. Okay, here's your chord, either major or minor. Does that sound bright or dark to you? Is it major or minor? Okay, time's up. If you guessed minor, you would have been right. So go ahead and play an A minor if you know how to play one. Okay, up next is the interval. So here's your interval, either 3, 4, 5, or 8. Here we go. Alrighty, and that would have been an A and its corresponding third. Okay, next round. Find this note. Did you find it? If you guessed D, that would have been right. Okay, here's your chord, either major or minor. more time. Okay, that is a D major chord. So if you know how to play it, go ahead and give it a play. Okay, but now let's get our middle finger on the D note and let's get ready for our interval. Here we go. Alrighty, that would have been a 4 right there. The note of the hour, the interval of the hour, the 4th. Okay, there you go, 4. Next round, let's do a couple more. Find that note. Okay, time's up. If you guessed C, good job, that would have been right. Okay, here we go. Major or minor chord? What does that sound like to you? One more try. Okay, time's up. If you guessed minor, you would have been right. Unfortunately, the only way to play a C minor chord is as a bar chord, so if you know how to do that, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, get back to that C note and let's get ready for our interval. Here we go. What interval is that? Okay, that would have been the Star Wars theme, the 5th. 5th. Okay, next round. Let's do here. Okay, time's up. That note is a G. Okay, next is the chord. Major or minor? Alrighty, if you guessed major, that would have been right. So go ahead and play a G major, either as however you can. Okay, and now let's get our middle finger anchored to get ready to play an interval. Here we go, interval time. Okay, what's that? Alright, one more time. Alright, if you guessed 5th, that would have been right. Okay, next round. Okay, have you found it yet? Hopefully you did. This note is either D sharp or E flat, depending on how you want to label it. But that's the note, E flat or D sharp. Okay, chord time. Major or minor? And the answer for that is minor. So go ahead and play an E flat minor or a D sharp minor. Same thing. Alright? If you know how to play it. If not, middle finger on that D sharp, and let's get ready to do an interval. Here we go. Okay, what interval is that? Alrighty, that's a 4. Okay, let's do one last one. This is for all the marbles. Let's do here. Okay, attempt 1. 2 more times. Find this note. One last try. Okay, if you guessed the note D, that would have been right. Okay, either a major or minor chord. Here we go. What kind of chord is that? Major or minor? try to guess. And if you know what it is, go ahead and try and play it if you know how to play it. Okay, so right there, D minor. Okay, let's get our middle finger over on D, and this will be the last interval for today. Here we go. What is that? Okay, one more try. Okay, and that was an octave. Down 2 strings over 2 frets from the D. So D and another D octave. Alright, that's 15 minutes or so of a exercise video training to get better at different intervals. And so for today's video, we had studied the 4th in addition to the other 3 intervals, which were the 3rd, 5th, and 8th that we had already previously known. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and if you like videos like this, subscribe and let me know in the comments below, and I'll be sure to make more in the future. Until then, keep practicing, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.